Across the history of American coinage, a select group of half dollars has risen far above the rest, achieving extraordinary rarity and commanding remarkable prices at major auctions. These are the coins that define advanced collecting, coins that combine history, condition rarity, and undeniable market demand in a way that only true numismatic icons can. Today we examine 5 of the most valuable United States half dollars ever recorded, each one a masterpiece that continues to shape the landscape of serious American coin collecting. Number 1. The history of American coinage holds unforgettable treasures, and few pieces capture the spirit of a nation quite like the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar with the Bull D mint mark, a coin that still carries the pride and power of the bicentennial celebration across its shining surface. When viewers study the obverse, they see the enduring portrait of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, whose legacy of leadership and courage made him one of the most beloved figures in American history, and during the bicentennial year his image symbolized not only the presidency, but the very strength of the United States itself. Turning the coin to its reverse reveals the extraordinary bicentennial design, a one-year type showing Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the birthplace of American liberty. Chosen to honor 200 years of American independence with dignity, grace, and a depth of symbolism that collectors continue to admire today, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these half dollars, yet true rarity emerges only in the highest mint state grades, because sharp details, clean fields, and strong luster seldom survived years of storage, handling, and circulation, making premium condition examples far more scarce than the mintage numbers suggest. Collectors focus heavily on Kennedy's hair detail, the rim sharpness, the clarity of the dual date, and the precision in the windows of Independence Hall, because the Denver strikes often show softness in these areas, and coins that display full detail with brilliant luster immediately stand out as superior survivors. Now the suspense builds, because even though the 1976 D Kennedy half dollar is common in worn condition, certain exceptional pieces and rare mint errors have shocked the numismatic world with unexpectedly high auction results that very few collectors anticipated. One of the most dramatic sales involved a rare mint error struck on a quarter planchet, which soared to $3,105 at auction, proving that bicentennial treasures can still deliver powerful surprises when the error is bold and certified by a trusted grading service. Another reference documented a record figure of $8,400. A reminder that extreme condition rarity and special error classifications can elevate even widely produced coins into high-value collector prizes under the right circumstances. The Denver struck bicentennial Kennedy half dollar remains a beloved piece of American history, cherished by senior collectors who lived through the bicentennial celebrations and remembered the pride, unity, and patriotic spirit that filled the entire country during that unforgettable year. To all experienced collectors watching today, I encourage you to protect your treasures, continue your journey into American numismatics, and pass your knowledge to future generations who will cherish these coins just as deeply as you have. Cherish them. Number 2. There are moments in American numismatics when an everyday circulating coin hides an extraordinary secret, and the 1971 Denver minted Kennedy half dollar is one of those unexpected treasures that continues to surprise dedicated collectors across the United States. This important coin marks the first full year that the United States Mint removed silver entirely from the Kennedy half dollar series, making the 1971 D issue the very first fully copper nickel-clad half dollar released for general circulation, a major turning point in the monetary history of the nation. The obverse displays the dignified portrait of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy, sculpted by Gilroy Roberts with timeless strength, and the reverse showcases Frank Gasparo's majestic heraldic eagle, a symbol of American resilience that still resonates deeply with senior collectors who lived through these historic decades. Although the Denver Mint produced more than 302 million pieces, true rarity does not come from the mintage, but from the difficulty of locating sharply struck, brilliantly lustrous, and nearly flawless mint state survivors. Because 1971 D half dollars are notorious for weak strikes, heavy contact marks, and dull surfaces, collectors examine every detail carefully, focusing on Kennedy's hair, the smoothness of the cheek, the feather definition on the eagle, and the brilliance of the fields, because only a very small number of coins possess the preservation and sharp detail required for high-grade certification. Now the suspense builds, because while most circulated examples remain common, elite certified pieces and rare dramatic errors have reached astonishing levels at auction, revealing how powerful condition rarity and mint mistakes can be in the world of numismatics. One of the most remarkable results came from a dramatic mint error struck on a silver planchet and graded NGC Mint State 61, which sold for $13,000 on eBay in April 2018. Another significant result surfaced in the Great Collections auction archives, where a top-quality certified example achieved an impressive $3,823, proving that collectors aggressively pursue standout pieces even in this modern era of coinage. A third verified result was recorded for a superb Mint State 67 example, which brought $2,900 during a major sale. Reported in March 2023, underscoring the powerful demand for the finest regular strike survivors of this date. These extraordinary prices demonstrate that the 1971 D. Kennedy $half is far more than an ordinary clad coin, because condition rarity, dramatic errors, and exceptional preservation have elevated certain examples into true numismatic prizes. To all senior collectors watching today, I encourage you to protect your finest pieces, examine your collections closely, and continue sharing your knowledge with future generations, because every coin you study keeps American numismatic history alive and thriving. Number 3. There is a coin sitting in many collections that appears common at first glance but conceals a subtle journey of American coinage, and that coin is the 1972 Denver minted Kennedy $half. From the moment you hold it, the dual design of leadership and legacy speaks with quiet authority to American history, yet its true story only unfolds when you examine its details. The obverse carries the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy, a figure whose presence on our $half since 1964 has grown into one of the most recognizable icons in U.S. numismatics. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle spreads its wings with resolve. The D Mint mark below signifies that this coin originated from the Denver Mint in a year when over 141 million of these coins were struck, a staggering number, yet not a guarantee of condition or value. Because though production was large, the clad composition used that year and the high circulation meant the survival of flawless high-grade examples is rare, and collectors who understand this know that condition, strike quality, and original luster will determine whether the coin is merely common or truly collectible. When evaluating the 1972 D. Kennedy $half, serious collectors look at the depth of the strike on Kennedy's hair locks, the crispness of the eagle's feathers, the mirror-like finish of the fields, and the absence of bag marks or contact friction, attributes that often separate an everyday example from a coin worthy of top certification. As the suspense builds, it is important to recognize that the 1972 D issue carries fascinating variety potential too, including the No FG reverse initial variety, which has drawn sharp-eyed collectors and higher premiums in auction rooms, proving that even within large mintage dates there are hidden signatures of relevance. And now the moment arrives to reveal the highest verified auction results for this coin, results that reward the patient collector who seeks the very finest survivors. One of the top confirmed sales was a No FG variety 1972 D. Kennedy $half graded PCGS Mint State 63 that sold for $2,485.13 at a Heritage auction sale in September 2016. Another highest verified result recorded by Great Collections shows a top condition 1972 D. Kennedy $half realizing approximately $2,700 in recent years. These verified results demonstrate the powerful reality that even a high mintage coin like the 1972 D. Kennedy $half can deliver impressive returns when condition, rarity, and collector demand align. To all senior collectors watching today, I respectfully encourage you to inspect your collections, grade your finest examples, and continue your stewardship of American numismatic history. Because coins like this whisper stories of leadership, change, and legacy, and they rely on you to keep those stories alive. Number 4. There is a coin that appears ordinary until a careful eye reveals a history that can astonish even veteran collectors. And that coin is the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar struck without a mint mark at the Philadelphia Mint. At first glance, the familiar portrait of President John Fitzgerald Kennedy greets the viewer with quiet dignity, a design that has anchored the half-dollar since 1964 and which continues to carry emotional weight for older Americans who remember the turbulent and hopeful decades of that era. Turn the coin and the heraldic eagle stares back, each feather and wing muscle offering clues about strike quality and preservation, because the 1973 strikes were produced in a copper-nickel clad composition and large mintage numbers do not guarantee the survival of truly flawless examples. Serious collectors evaluate this date by studying Kennedy's hair detail, the definition of the cheek and jawline, the rim sharpness, and the clarity of the eagle's feathers, because these small elements separate a common circulation survivor from a mint state rarity worthy of top certification. Although the mintage was substantial, condition rarity is the decisive factor in value for this date, because the clad strikes often show softness and contact marks that discard them from the elite tiers of grading where real collector premiums exist. Now the tension builds, because while many 1973 halves are modestly valued in circulated grades, certain certified pieces and dramatic mint errors have produced auction results that will surprise viewers and reward patient collectors who study every coin closely. Prepare for the verified auction reveal, because these are the highest confirmed realized prices for the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, documented by major auction archives and grading records. The top verified result was a superb regular strike graded NGC Mint State 66 that sold for $6,600 at Heritage Auctions on August 18, 2024. A second highest verified sale of note involved an overstruck era piece realized at auction for $3,720, recorded in Heritage Auctions August 18, 2024 archive, underscoring the premium collector's place on unusual mint errors and dramatic varieties. These verified results show that the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar can move from pocket change to prized numismatic offering when condition, strike quality, or a clear minting anomaly aligns with collector demand. To all senior collectors watching today, examine your collections closely, consider professional grading for exceptional pieces, and preserve provenance carefully, because your stewardship can turn a familiar coin into an extraordinary story for the next generation. Thank you for watching HD Coins World, and if you are a serious collector over the age of 65, please subscribe, share your experiences in the comments, and continue the noble work of preserving American numismatic history. There are rare moments in American numismatics when a single coin captures the soul of an entire state, an entire era, and an entire national identity, and the 1918 Illinois Centennial Commemorative Half-Dollar stands proudly among those unforgettable treasures. This remarkable coin was issued to honor the 100th anniversary of Illinois statehood, and its design reflects the strength, resilience, and leadership that defined the state during its first century, making it one of the most admired early classic commemorative half-dollars ever produced. On the obverse, viewers see a beautifully sculpted portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created in a bold, lifelike frontier style that celebrates his deep roots in Illinois and his rise from humble beginnings to one of the most influential leaders in American history. The reverse presents the iconic Illinois state seal, complete with the powerful eagle clutching a banner, set within a perfectly balanced and historically meaningful layout that captures the pride and identity of the Prairie State during its centennial celebration. The United States Mint produced this commemorative half-dollar at the Philadelphia Mint, and although the mintage reached 100,000 pieces, relatively few have survived in the sharp, clean, original mint state condition that serious collectors seek today, especially those with strong luster and fully preserved details. Collectors examine Lincoln's hair texture, the clarity of the cheekbone, the smoothness of the fields, and the definition of the state seal on the reverse, because these features are essential for determining grade, and coins with even light friction or dull surfaces rarely reach the top tiers of certification. Now the suspense builds, because although many examples exist in medium grades, the Illinois Centennial half-dollar becomes dramatically rare and valuable in superb mint state condition. especially in grades above mint state 64, where demand rises sharply among advanced collectors of classic commemoratives. After careful research, here are the two highest verified auction results for the 1918 Illinois Centennial half-dollar, recorded by major auction houses and confirmed through dependable numismatic archives. One extraordinary example graded PCGS Mint State 67 sold for $19,200 at a Stack's Bowers auction in the year 2021, stunning collectors with its breathtaking preservation and powerful strike. Another superior piece graded NGC Mint State 67 achieved $18,000 at a heritage auction sale in the year 2020, proving that this classic commemorative continues to command strong respect and impressive premiums at the highest levels of condition rarity. These remarkable results demonstrate why the 1918 Illinois Centennial Commemorative half-dollar remains one of the most cherished classic silver commemoratives, admired for its artistry, its meaning, and its connection to an essential chapter in American history. To all senior collectors watching today, I encourage you to continue protecting your collections, passing your knowledge to future generations, and preserving the legacy of American numismatics. Because coins like this remind us how deeply history lives in every piece of silver we hold.